Some days it doesn't pay to get out of bed. This is one of them. Oil explodes. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Daily Update. And what a miserable day if you're a trader today. It was quiet, it was dull. After a little bit of early action, the markets completely went into a coma and just kind of ground their way a little bit higher before a little bit of some late day selling came into the markets. But overall, an extremely quiet day, excruciatingly painful. Volume was gone, volatility was gone, and of course we gave up half of the VIX gains from yesterday. But I think if you take a look at a chart and look at about 2:30 Eastern, the volatility stopped going down and the market stopped going up. And I think that's just something interesting. You know, as we always text out, keep an eye on the VIX and the volume, because those are two pretty important factors in markets when they're doing what they're doing. So I think you want to look at that going forward. Overall, the Dow is up a little bit. Certainly a very weak rally based on yesterday's sell-off. You look at the situation, and we had really not a great reaction. You would have thought that there might have been a big gap higher, but no, there was nothing. It was just totally quiet, total dead trading, nothing happening. And of course, the only thing in the markets today was oil, which was churning down around the lows, all of a sudden took off once again and continued to widen out that backwardation pattern that we're in. Now, when you look at it, December oil is now $3 cheaper than today's oil, which is in the incorrect formation. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to sell off today, but what the market is telling you is that oil is going lower. For now, it's going higher, and if you're buying oil, you're doing great. But the longer-term formation indicates that there's going to be a pretty sharp sell-off coming, and probably not that long away. But again, we just said 2 out of the last 3 days are up about $5 in those 2 days. Getting ready to maybe test those highs again. I don't think we'll get there, but again, I'm not going to get in the way of it either. I'm going to keep my short position, but not add to it yet as I continue to watch and look at it. I think that's really the tack that we want to take here. The grain markets were higher overnight, and then, of course, the first to give up was soybeans, then wheat, and, of course, then finally corn. Now, when we came back at the end of the day, corn had actually rallied slightly for the day. Soybeans and wheat both came back a little bit, but lower on the day. Now, many will blame this on the trade wars and the tariffs, and I'm just saying that the market's just quiet. And typically, equities will drift higher when there's nothing going on. Grains and agricultural products will typically tend to drift lower. So I don't put anything into it. Again, if we go back a year ago, we can see that corn and everything was lower than it is today. So are the trade wars and tariffs really weighing on these things? And I say the answer is no. I think that at the end of the day, it's going to work out, and we're going to have free markets, and we're going to have much higher prices going later. So I think that's something to look at. Cattle was mixed. Feeders were slightly higher. Fats were slightly lower, but they both look really good as well. Hogs were a little bit higher today. So again, we're pretty in love with the agricultural space. We think commodities are the place to be. And certainly the grains are in my mind still one of the better investments out there. Bonds were slightly lower. Again, we're starting to see the yield curve flatten and starting to invert. That means the 2-year rates are higher than the 10-year rates. Not a good situation. It does lead to a recession at some point. Now, it can take a month, it can take 2 years before the recession actually kicks in. But it's something to look at. The dollar remains relatively strong and staying inside of that range we've been watching. And as we will continue to say, our black swan event is a strong dollar and a higher interest rates. And we think we're going to see those as we continue. Again, inflation is kicking in, things are happening, and the Fed continues to hide in the corner, ignoring it. So we'll see how it all plays out from there. But the markets look as a challenge right now. And again, we need to see some volatility to want to become more aggressive in these markets. Even you look at the cryptocurrencies, you've got a lot of action going there, but really going nowhere. And of course, there's a lot of reasons to believe that the cryptocurrencies are going much higher, and they're building just a great base down here. And I think that's really more important to look at you want to look at the technical analysis first. And that, I think, is something to understand at how the markets actually work and how the free markets actually work, which is what we'd love to get in general across the board, is free markets. So I think the best trade here is no trade. You know, we texted out today about 1 o'clock Eastern that we're calling it a day because there's just nothing to really do. And you can only find trouble when markets are so quiet. We've got the end of the month, we've got the end of the quarter, we've got the end of the first 6 months, we've got July 4th next week. So unless there's a major news bomb, we would expect the markets to be relatively quiet going forward. And we're not going to try to fight or get involved with what's going on here. We will continue to be updating and we'll continue to look for the right levels to get involved. But we do expect more of the type of action we saw on Monday, not the action we saw today, because we are expecting the markets to sell off. And we would be looking at 2740 in the S&P as a spot to sell, 24,600 in the Dow as a spot to sell, 76, 7,700 in the NASDAQ. So we're looking for opportunities now because now we're willing to trade at least both sides of the market, looking for a spot to sell. That's the way I see it today. This is Bubba's Daily Update. Make sure you check out our high school investing program, highschoolinvesting.com. If you'd like to help us out, go to Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. If you'd like to help us out, we're trying to keep this program going after 9 years, and I can no longer afford to pay for it all by myself. And also don't forget to catch the Bubba Show every day from 4 to 5 Eastern Time at libertytalk.fm. And on Thursday's show, we're going to have on Kinesis.money, which is going to talk to us about using a gold-backed cryptocurrency. So make sure you check it out, 4 to 5 Eastern at libertytalk.fm. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see you back here tomorrow on Bubba's Daily Update. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.